question asks us to draw an energy level diagram for a lithium ion and a nitride ion. You'll note that the two diagrams I already have drawn are the energy level diagrams for the atoms of these two elements. If you want to see how to draw those, please refer to the previous video. So our question for forming ions is, how can we make this element stable? And we know that an element is stable when the valence or outer energy level is full. So in this case, for lithium, the outer energy level is right here. It's the second level and it has 1 electron. So I have to think about how to fill it. I know that this level can hold 8 electrons, so I can either add 7 to get to 8, or I can remove 1 and bring it down to 0. Electrons are like people, and they're inherently lazy, and so they do the thing that's the easiest, and it's much easier to lose 1 than to add 7 if we assume that it takes about the same amount of energy to add an electron that it does to lose 1. Therefore, when I draw my lithium ion, it will still have 3 protons because ions don't change the number of protons, and it will have 2 electrons in the first shell, and it will have none in the second shell. When I write this, I've got a charge of +3 from the protons, and I've got a charge of -2 from the electrons. +3 and -2 adds up to +1, and so when I write this as a symbol, I'll write it Li+. The plus means it's +1. So a lithium ion forms Li+, and it has only 2 electrons in the first shell. For nitrogen, we can follow the same rules. In its valence or outer shell, it has 5 electrons. To fill that shell, it would need to add 3 to get to 8. To empty the shell, it would need to remove 5 to get to 0. Adding 3 is easier than removing 5, therefore, nitrogen will add 3 electrons to become a nitride ion. Still has 7 protons because number of protons isn't changed by becoming an ion. However, it will now have 8 electrons in its outer shell. So for protons, it's got a total charge of +7 because each proton has a charge of +1, and for electrons, it has a charge of -10 because each electron has a charge of -1. +7 and -10 gives an overall charge of -3. Therefore, nitrogen becomes an N3-, and the ending changes from nitrogen to nitride. So this is a lithium ion because positive ions or cations don't change the ending of their name. And this is a nitride ion because the ending changes to IDE.